What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. As we continue the series, the best endgame tactics for every single formation. We go through all the main formations from now to the end of the year, going over the best endgame tactics. We're going over the 4-3-2-1 today. In case you're wondering about the weekly tactics, I'll get on to that towards the end of the video. But let's go straight into the 4-3-2-1 tactics. Now, this is a mix of a pro player's style, but I'm sure you guys have seen those videos already. So this is a mix of my style and the pro player's style, what they will use and put them together, okay? The way that I do it, it's better for me to explain the instructions because you explain the understanding and the reason behind it. What we're going to do is we're going to have both the left back and right back during the attack, and they're going to be unbalanced, okay? So ideally is you're going to be having these players covering when the left back and right back go forward. The centre mids are going to cover if you do get countered. You're still going to attack in virtually a 4-3-3. We want to keep these three players all stay central. That's where I do. I always want to keep a three player stay central up top. So you have three strikers along the line. So you're based up a 3 versus 2 or a 3 versus 3 if you're up against the 5 defensive line. So that's the way it's going to work out. So we're going with defense style balanced. The width, it doesn't really matter too much. Now, people prefer to increase it. I would say if you are going to, don't go beyond 60. This is both for old gen and new gen. The only difference is the depth. If you're new gen, you may prefer the depth to be a bit higher. But I would say 70 for both gens is completely fine. That's what I would say. But this is a very attacking formation at the end. Now, build-up play. I go and opt for the long ball. You guys know how a long ball is for me. It's more important for the centre mids in this formation, and it's more important for the left back and right backs because these guys are all going to go forward, especially left back and right back. And long ball just basically says to the players, get in behind. Now, it's all fine and dandy when you have a striker or a winger you can put and get in behind. But you can't do that, for example, for a centre mid or for a right back. So people always get that confused. Long ball doesn't mean you're going to be playing some next football where you're expecting Peter Crouch to be up top. No, it's not like that. It just means basically get it behind when you have the ball in the first 2/3 of the pitch. Think about it that way. Now, chance creation, we have gone with direct passing. I would recommend direct passing with both old gen and new gen is what I'd recommend. Now, for the width, I'll be honest, you can leave it on 50. I've seen people put it lower. I think it's fine. I mean, you can put it anywhere between 30, 40, 50. You kind of have a free roam for that. In case you're not really too sure, I would say go more on the extreme. So I would say go to like 20. Like, just trust me on this. Go to 20. See how it is in a game. If it's too narrow for you, then increase the width. That's what I'd say. I still prefer it on 50, but I think the way a lot of you guys play is mainly for the three strikers and the three centre mids together. It's mainly for that because you don't really have wingers past the left back and right back when they go forward. But I'll get on to that as well because these guys are not actually wingers. Think of these guys as strikers. Think of it as you got three strikers. Think of it like a 3-5-2, but instead of a cam and two strikers, you've got three strikers up front. And that's why people prefer it over the, for example, the 4-1-2 second variation. Players in the box, I put 7. I see a lot of top tier players put this on 4 or 5. I believe personally it's because they rotate the ball quite a lot. But I think if you're going to use direct passing, you want as much players to get inside the box as possible. Unless the only other reason is if you put like on 4 or 5 and you force these players to get into the box yourself. So this is the reason why I walk you through these tactics. So you understand what these pro players are doing and then I explain to you what I'm doing. I'll leave it on 7 and I recommend you leaving these guys on balance. So the tactics itself. Now let's go into it. Before I start this video as usual, this video is, of course, sponsored by my Patreon series, patreon.com/NealGuides. And as it stands now, we are moving towards, let's scroll down here, get past all those videos from all those years of videos. By the way, you can actually watch all of 20's videos, 21's and 22's videos that are still up there, by the way, and they all still apply. Of course, we're now on a FIFA 23 preparation stage. Defending, of course, new game modes coming, or new tactics coming out. We saw in the pitch notes, of course, new feature like the partial teammate contain, partial team press. So as I read from the pitch note, it's going to be roughly, I think it's probably going to be the same button. So FIFA 23 prep videos are going up now. So stay tuned for those. And of course, the nerfs going up to defending. Of course, the nerfs happened this year, but it's happened in July for a reason. Probably going to end up next year. Patreon.com/NealGuides. Links down below in the description. You don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is, of course, the NealGuides guarantee. But anyway, strikers, stay forward, get in behind for all these guys. Now, what I want to say is just very, very quickly, if you think this is too attacking, just put these guys and come back in defense. Simple solution. Play it first and all stay forward, get it behind. If it's too attacking for you, put all the wingers or all these guys and get it behind. Simple as, okay? Put them all on stay central. That way they will stay in the middle because this is important now. The left back, remember I've always told you guys to always use overlap for left back and right back. You never want a situation where, although Atal is a very good player, you never want David to move over to the left-hand side and Atal to go in the middle. Same way I wouldn't want Eusebio, for example, to go out wide and Hakimi to go in the middle. So that's why we have them on stay center, okay? The midfield guy is going to be the stay back while attacking. He's going to be basically your CDM. So your most defensive player here, your Kante, the guy with a medium-high work rate. Ideally, at this stage, try to get medium-high, if not high-high. The most important thing here is high defensive work rates. That's the most important thing. Try to get medium-high or low-high if you can. But in my opinion, high is fine, but just get the high defensive work rates, okay? Still edge of the box, so he never goes in. Even though you've got 7 players inside the box, you want this guy to always stay at the back, okay? The left centre mid and right centre mid, we got them both on cover wing because both the left back and right back are going to go forward. You're basically saying to these guys, I want you to cover for these players when they go in the middle. And that is why you leave the central guy on cover centre. If these guys retreated back to their regular state, so let's say the left back, right back come back and they make their back line of 4, then you'll have 3 midfielders. Your right centre mid will not be like a right mid, contrary to what people think. You're just covering for the player Hakimi. If he's out of position, then he will cover him. Simple as that, okay? And then what we've done is, now for these guys, to be honest, you can leave them on balance. Now, what I have here is, I have Lucas Moura and I have Cancelo, okay? They're both very, very attacking players, but they can do a bit of everything. Of course, Moura can't really defend, but he's quick. If you want to, you can put some of these players on get forward. I don't think there's a need for that because you have the long ball tactic on. So do you see why this kind of comes back to a long ball? And that's why I said you want to have the long ball tactic on. If you don't have the long ball, let's say you have slow build up play, or let's say you changed it for your own play style, okay? Then I would say put them on get forward. But if you're going to use long ball, just leave them on balance like I did and put them on get into the box for a cross. That way when you get the ball down the wing with direct passing, you're going to have these players inside the box and of course the front 3 as well. Both centre backs stay back. Nothing funky needed going on there. Simple as. Left back and right back. Now, they both got to be on overlap, okay? Now, I know some players, some pro players leave one of these guys on stay back and they put up for the other person to be on balance, okay? You might as well just use another formation. You can even consider using the 3-4-2-1 instead. That's what I would say, personally speaking. What I'd recommend is maybe leaving them both on stay back while attacking and triggering them manually yourself. I would say this is the best way going forward. If you have no idea what I'm talking about in terms of triggering them manually, put them on balance. Because when I uploaded the video last week, I put those players on stay back while attacking, and I wanted you to trigger guys to make runs going forward. But a lot of you guys struggled with it, and I can imagine because obviously you're not used to it. That's the whole thing. As you edge close to your 23, a lot of things that are going to be in the game next year, it's going to be down to the basics. And also you're getting away with a lot of these things because the players you have are footies players, and that is kind of why you're getting away with it. So you can leave them on balance, okay? I'll say leave them on balance first. If it's too much, put one of them on stay back while attacking. If that's still too much, put both of them on stay back and trigger them yourself. So that is basically it. So stay central, get in behind for all those. Left wing and right wing, or left forward, right forward, come back on offense. Left centre mid, right centre mid, balance, get into the box, cover wing. Centre mid, stay back, centre back, cover centre. Left back, right back, balance, overlap for both of them. And again, if it's two attacking, put one of them on stay back, or put them both on stay back. And then for Lloris, you can leave them on balance. No need to touch anything going on there. Now, that is the 4-3-2-1 endgame. I'm not going to touch these tactics again. You probably see them in the E-World Cup. To be honest, I still prefer the 3-5-2 if it's just up to me. It's still a very, very good formation, but I prefer the 3-4-2-1 instead. Just because you have 4 midfielders and you have the left mid and right mid. Just to be a bit more particular, I just enjoy it a bit more. What I would say though, however, is for those who asked about a weekly tactics update, I'm going to make some changes because I know this is a 4-4-2. Just imagine this is a 4-4-2 for a second. People been asking me, look, Neil, like, you know, these tactics that you've uploaded, they're a bit too. I was going to use the word stale, but I think that's probably the incorrect terminology. I would say they're a bit more manual, and I think people are kind of. I know what you guys are saying. People are saying this, and I'll show you an example of what I mean. Let me just quickly go over here, back to thing over here. If we scroll down over here, you can see 2 CDMs, step out attacking, and yes, I do read all comments. People find them to be too defensive. Okay, so we're just gonna make some minor changes. I just want you to change all the instructions for all the attacking ones to long ball forward runs. So all the attacking ones, long ball forward runs, okay? Just for all of them. Long ball forward runs. That's it. And then the most defensive one, you leave on slow build-up play, balanced, as it is. Just change all these to attacking and leave that on slow build-up play, balanced. I think I'll slow it down. I think maybe I moved a bit too quick. Maybe I went from too much from like a AI-driven game to like more of a manual approach. I think many of you guys have struggled in terms of that sense. So I think I'll slow it down. That's why I kind of omitted this week's tactics videos. I'm just going to make some changes and see what we can move from there, because it appears that maybe I've gone a bit too manual, and that's probably a mistake on my end, misjudging the situation. But I think for some of you that still prefer a bit more manual, keep it as it is. If not, change to these three. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching as usual. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.